I put my cheaters on so I could see.
Hearing aids. again.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
Stuff getting old.
not to remember. Okay, you're in.
Gary, you're gonna be voting tonight.
Am I? Are you asking me or telling me? Yes,
I'm appointing you
thank you.
because Annie's not coming
I
tonight.
accept.
All right. Public communications. Anything good?
Nope, nothing.
Thing, huh?
It's all online now.
There you go.
Approval of the minutes of October 11th.
Motion to approve the minutes of October 11th.
Second,
Discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Abstentions?
I'm abstaining.
One
Abstaining.
abstention. All right, new applications, none that I know of.
Nope.
Pending applications, Seaport Community Church. Re-subdivision.
Evening. Peter Gardner for Seaport Community Church, 1641 Route 12 in Giltry. Since our last meeting, we had a field walk, and at that time, I pointed out to the commission where our driveway was going. And I laid a plan in front of everybody that is sheet 3 of the set. The edge of the wetlands is highlighted in blue, the 100-foot upland review area is red. And we had the wetlands reflagged, and some of us walked out, took a look at them. We have a portion, again, we have a portion of the driveway serving lot 2, is within 100 feet of wetlands. Topography is very relatively flat in that area, everything's pitching this way. And we made some changes based on staff comments, including a driveway detail on sheet 5, that shows the profile of our driveway coming in off Route 184. It's going to be shared for 15 feet wide, where it accesses the house of 1 and 3, and the driveway to the rear lot 2 is 12 feet wide. There shouldn't be any impact to the wetlands. As I said, we don't have steep slopes heading down to it. We have on-site septics, and we have good soils with that.
Can you kindly push that map forward towards you?
And Peter,
Okay,
I'm
good.
sorry, but can you please turn on the mic and use that?
Oh, it's on.
It's on?
Yeah.
Okay, so just, you might have to hold it.
Okay.
I apologize.
So I could go on and on about these plans, but it's a pretty simple application. We are crossing what used to be DeBall Road with our driveway out to 184. And about the only challenge I'm gonna have later on is dealing with the grade of the driveway where it intersects with the sidewalk / bike path that is where DeBall Road used to be. And just let me back up a step. DeBall Road is now just a 12-foot wide bike path sidewalk. It was made that way when the Great Brook subdivision came through.
yeah, there are bollards or something, aren't they, at the end there? Yeah,
There's
Yeah.
bollards at the
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
west end.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We could always take them out and use that as our driveway, but going out to 184 makes more sense.
yeah. Okay,
Now, what's the reason that you can't make that turn
Yep.
before you get to the 100-foot?
Well, I could, sure, but I've been doing this for quite a while now, and our goal as surveyors is always to make things at right angles. So I need to make the lot a certain size, and lot 3, for instance, is that minimum size. I could have cut the line back like that and done just what you asked me to do. But that creates an angle that's going to be an issue for the neighbors for years to come. Because everybody can understand a right angle is when you do something different than that, it becomes an issue. And those of us that walked out there can see that this driveway will never have an impact on the wetlands.
It's wooded now, right?
It's wooded now. It's got a lot of laurel.
That
there.
has an impact.
There in the trees, yeah.
the removing of the trees has an impact.
Yes, it does.
That's why I asked the question.
Yeah, give me a second here. I'm gonna put this down. If I were to take the drive, swing it around like this,
It wouldn't be aesthetically pleasing to you?
no. The property lines would, okay, I'm used to this being the 90-degree angles. I'd have to take the property line, as I said, in something like that with it. Then it's gonna move the house to about there. And I may have issues with my septic system.
I think you just cut one.
I did, right? Because I got this lot, I'm taking land away from this lot now.
You're exactly on the minimum square footage for the lot. Exactly.
In second. I need 40,000 square feet, I have 40,830 square feet.
Seems to be.
If you made that corner slightly.
Yep.
Slightly closer to the 100-foot mark.
Mhm.
And you didn't have that big piece there, you'd only be working in that 800 square feet.
Let's show what 800 square feet looks like.
So you really hug this line rather than coming like this, so just hug that.
Well, remember, I've got a graded driveway too. If this is the edge of the driveway, that's your 100-foot line,
Mhm.
that's only 6 feet off it. I'm gonna need to grade around there,
You said it's flat.
it is flat,
Good, then you don't have to grade much.
but I do have to cut the trees down, et cetera. No, I don't have to grade much.
The ones that are outside of the 100-foot.
I'm not grading much now, that's why you see this line, this is a proposed contour line right here,
Yeah, you're not hearing me.
I'm sorry.
I want the trees in the 100-foot zone. They're there for a reason. Not just that they grew there. They have an ecological reason and a reason to the water table. That's why they're there. That's why there's 100-foot. And you could say, well, we just want to go 75 feet in there and whack that all out.
I thought the 100-foot acted as a review area, not as an area that's a buffer or prohibited activity within.
It's not a prohibited activity. It's a review area and I'm reviewing it. And I'm saying that I see alternatives to using that. That's what I'm saying.
So it seems like there's an alternative
So you'll find that
Alternative to-
we know about this.
to encroaching on the 100-foot buffer.
It's not a buffer,
No,
Absolutely right.
okay? I am not impacting the wetlands with the driveway the way it is.
understand. You are impacting them if you take those trees out. Because it changes the temperature of the water that comes down, that's slowed down and changed by the trees. We're not newbies.
I know you're not,
You know,
neither am I.
I have 3 master's degrees and I've taken all this stuff in college and spent almost 40 years working on it. So I do understand. And I also understand that you can move that driveway out of that area. And you can readjust your lot lines if you want, but you don't need that big wide.
Well, I appreciate the comment that I can adjust it if I want, but zoning says I have to.
Well, it may be that.
Can you explore an easement there over the,
How big
Front
is
lot.
the lot behind that you're accessing with the driveway? How much land is in that?
70,393 square feet.
How many?
70,393 square.
And what's the minimum again?
40,000.
Well, then take away from that lot
Yeah.
and give it to the front lot, and then you'll have enough for the front lot.
You like square corners.
I like square corners.
Well,
And I find that the way it goes. I like the trees.
that's
And
what
since
it's
we
like.
have to give the
We like
permit.
trees.
You know, And there is an impact. You can read the literature if you like.
I don't want to read the literature.
There is an impact as you start eating into that area. You change the chemistry and you change the temperature.
You know, this is the second subdivision of this property I've done for the Seaport Community Church.
Mhm.
We went through some of this earlier. And I think we're on the Wetlands Commission at that time. And it was felt that,
40 years.
it was felt that the wetlands could be protected with a conservation easement that was put in place then. I don't think anything's changed with wetlands or with an impact to the wetlands. We have a conservation easement in place that this commission in part asked for.
Yeah.
To protect the wetlands, to protect the
Understood.
trees in the wetlands, to protect the trees that,
I was here when we did that.
okay, so are you saying this conservation easement that was done years ago isn't enough?
You know, I'm saying that the
If you-
area
if you want to-
in the 100-foot buffer, unless we have a really good reason, we're not going to give up on those trees. If it was all grass somewhere,
Okay, but
then I wouldn't be so worried about it. But changing the trees changes the environment.
if the commission is going to condition the approval on me doing that, I will. I don't want to change it. There's nothing stopping the people who own one from cutting the trees that are here.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, there
What is it? You're saying that the commission regulates tree cutting within 100 feet of
Absolutely.
wetlands?
We can say
Absolutely.
we can say no activity within 100
Okay,
foot.
but then
of
I
the
put my
wetland.
lot one, and 5 years from now, I cut a few trees down, you're not gonna know about
Absolutely, we will.
Well, if we
But-
find
it.
out,
Okay,
then
I
you'll
don't
get
know
a
if
cease and desist.
If the commission requires the driveway to be constructed 100 feet outside the wetlands, I can make that revision. I'm not gonna offer it.
No, well, we'll put it in the permit.
I think it's wrong, but go ahead.
We have good reason.
Mm.
I've been doing this a long time too. I've been doing it in a lot of different towns. I've heard a lot of different arguments by commissions about different things. I've never heard this one.
Well, a lot of towns don't have the expertise.
I had 2 PhDs in applications I've done in Sorenson. Okay, 2 PhDs. I think they have some expertise there.
You can count me as 3.
Okay, they never raised that as an issue on any of the applications I've done there recently.
Well, I've been to some of these towns around on, I used to work for Habitat, volunteer. And when they needed a permit in a town, they would send me in and I'd go over the permit, and you would not believe the reaction of the Wetlands Commission when they found out who I was. They started rolling out plans. They wanted me to give them information, ideas on all these different plans because they had no idea. So, you know, I do understand.
So for me, if it seemed like it was really, impossible to move that driveway, but it just seems like it's just not that hard to just stay out of the 100-foot zone. And that, and lot 1, for my vote would also have, written into the deed that they're not to cut the trees within that 100-foot zone. And we do that quite frequently. And we really do.
Excuse me, does it get into the deeds? You can't clear trees within 100 feet of wetlands.
So the deed restriction that we typically have on here says that you have wetlands and or upland review area on your property. Activity in that area may require a permit.
But does it get into the deeds?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it just puts the owner on notice that they may need a permit if there's activity in the wetland or the upland review area.
Again, if the commission wants it, I can change lines. I change lines all the time.
That's great.
I don't like the idea. For good reasons.
Well, we have
What's the
good
good
reasons
reason?
too.
Wait, again, I think, at this point,
The
we
good
don't
reason
want to
is
get
this-
into it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We're charged with doing the best job we can to try to protect the wetlands that remain in the town.
All set?
All set.
Well said.
Oh, yeah,
That has a draft
Hang
motion
on.
that she'd prepared, so.
Right.
It's on my phone. Do you want me to get my phone out? Do you have a
Got
written?
paper copies.
Sure, just a couple other comments I had too. So just FYI, there were outstanding comments from Public Works regarding the grading of the driveway apron that were already addressed by the applicant and will be addressed at subdivision stage. Comments from the fire marshal indicated that the 15-foot shared driveway could be reduced down to 12 feet in areas near the upland review area. The applicant has not indicated how footing and roof drainage will discharge from the homes. And
What was the last bit? Sweetie?
roof drainage.
Roof drainage.
And the applicant has declined to produce a sightline analysis for the proposed driveway, which could require future clearing and wetlands permits. And then I also have a motion sheet for you all. So.
Declined to provide sightline demonstration plan. Because it was requested by the public works director, when I asked him how many feet it should be, we preferred the state department because it's their road. So he asked for it, and yet he wouldn't need some information to help him prepare one. And the driveway that's coming in was built, designed in accordance with the town's driveway cross section. But when the driveway, using that driveway cross section, you come up to the bike path / sidewalk, it doesn't work grade wise. It's gonna require the reconstruction of the bike path sidewalk. And so there's a couple things I have to work out also with the staff when it comes to the subdivision itself and everything.
Are we ready to do this?
Yeah, well,
What would you?
Well, it sounded like you had a couple of other things you wanted to add to
Yeah,
it, so we can help you
Yeah.
wordsmith if you need it, but Dave looks like he's drafting away.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, Dave and I are in agreement. Basically, I
Do you
would
need it
say
in this
number,
one?
I would switch number one would be.
Yeah, then
um,
cross that
yeah.
out.
there's no loss of wetlands.
So no,
Yeah,
no
and just-
activity
yeah.
within the upland, the
Yeah.
100-foot upland review area.
Right.
And I don't know if we need to, does it automatically go in the deed? That you have wetlands on your property?
You can say, this permit is subject to the 5 standard conditions. That is one of the conditions, the standard conditions, along with filing the permit and land records and giving notice before they start work.
So that's in there already.
Yep.
But I think we do need to state, because the plan in front of us does encroach on the 100-foot. So I would say, numeral 1 would be no activity within the 100-foot upland review area. And then number 2, as you wrote, which is quite nice. So, anybody else want to talk?
We have some discussion.
Yeah.
So considering that the applicant may make changes now in response to all this conversation, why are we approving the
Yeah,
application
that's what I.
at this time?
Because
Why don't
we're
we just
approving
wait
it.
until we see the changes.
Well, we're approving it saying that whatever changes he makes, we have confidence in staff. And
If he makes any
there's no-
changes
that's right,
that impinge on that,
on that, sorry.
then they'll have to come back again.
So we're stating no activity within the
So
100-foot
then we're
upland review
approving it,
area.
providing that he
Yeah,
makes.
absolutely.
And
And
he
that's-
does have to go to subdivision review after this, so we are continuing work with him to review these plans as they go to that. So if we were to see that it wasn't done, then we'd have to go back and.
I get it.
But this way it lets them move along
Moving
in the
forward,
process.
they can move
Yeah.
forward.
All right. Eunice,
Make a motion to approve inland wetlands 23-0003 Seaport re-subdivision, 28 Great Brook Road for the construction of a driveway. The permit is subject to the 5 standard conditions and the following modifications. Number 1, there is no activity to be done within the 100-foot upland review area. And number 2, any modification to the work in the upland review area shall require additional review by town staff or the Inland Wetlands Agency, whichever is appropriate.
I know
Second.
what you're looking for, and I'll make a decision.
Thank you.
All right, we have a second.
Second.
Any further discussion?
It sounded to me like the second was contradicting the first.
Yeah, because there is no activity in the upland review area, so.
Well, it's saying that if they want to have activity, they'll have to come back for a permit.
You want to reword?
Yeah,
that?
We were
you-
saying
you wanna
there
read-
should be no activity.
As part of this application, you are saying there will be no activity in the upland review area. But you cannot tell them that there will never be, and you will never allow. They will always have the opportunity
To
to
come
come
back.
before you and ask for a
Understood.
permit.
Yeah.
Understood. I get it.
In the future. they
I
could.
understand. I
That
understand.
doesn't mean we grant it, but that means they
I
could.
understand. Mhm.
All right. Other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? All right. Sorry about your right angle.
I run across people all the time that have me go out there and survey their property lines because assumptions are made about how property lines go. And typically people think they're right angles. And they see encroachments and things like that, but I got extra 830 square feet to play with in that lot. I'll see what I can do, but I know what you want and I'll take care of it that way.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thanks.
thank you.
Hey, everybody.
Have a good day. All right. Take 5 is not ready, huh?
They are not. The only thing that, they've adjusted the plans, but we're still waiting for a report from the soil scientist. However, we're hoping to get on the December agenda for planning and zoning. However, the next wetland meeting is the day after that. So they were, right. So I'm asking if you folks have time to set a special meeting for them, maybe the week after Thanksgiving to review their plan. I mean, we certainly don't have to do it at 7 o'clock at night. We can do it when, it's a special meeting. You can do it whenever, if you have time to do that.
When's the planning meeting?
It is December 12 and the next wetland meeting is December 13.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
I'm-
It's fine with
I mean,
me.
anytime 28, 29 or 30 of November.
Yep, that's fine. I'm good.
That's
I can do that.
after, next week after Thanksgiving.
Right, it's the week
Mm.
after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Today is Wednesday.
What's
Sorry,
everybody's?
buddy.
29th.
29th,
29th?
Wednesday.
Sure. Yeah, it's a
Like that.
Wednesday.
that's a Wednesday.
Well, we could just have it during a little bit earlier.
What time what time works for you all?
Well, Annie can't get here before
No,
3:30.
3:30.
Right, but if
So,
you wanted to do it
If you had it
4 or
4
4:30,
o'clock
4 o'clock.
on Wednesday, the 29th.
I mean, as long as we have
Can't
3
make
people.
that.
Yeah.
You can't make that. Hang on.
Okay,
Gary can't
I
make.
can't make it.
What?
no,
I
okay,
can make it earlier, but I can't. make it.
okay.
All right. Is it just that day? You can't
Yeah,
make it?
just that day.
How about,
Tuesday.
Tuesday's fine with me.
28.
Tuesday's fine with me too.
how long is it gonna be?
Not very long.
Not very long.
No. Just that
Probably not quite, about this long, half an
Okay,
hour
perfect.
max, I would think.
Okay, yeah, I can do Tuesday, the 28th at 4. That way you guys don't have to stay for another night too.
Works,
Yeah.
yeah, works for us.
Yeah.
Yep, we'll set it for then.
Okay, all right, that's great. We'll get an agenda out.
Hmm.
I'm sure they'll be very appreciative that you're doing that for them.
Mm.
All right.
28th at 4:20.
All right. Things are very slow around town. There's not a whole lot going on.
I mean, Triton Square is coming along for sure.
What's the story
Yeah.
with the house where the ice house used to be?
Ah.
They built this house up, then they
Oh,
tore
I
it down
know
again.
that story. They
Careful.
didn't do the correct measurements, so when they came to do whatever the next phase is, it didn't line up.
Yeah, there were
I mean,
definitely
they
some
just
flaws.
banked it up so fast and obviously they didn't know what they were doing. So they had to take it down.
Yeah, there were some flaws in the
Oh, how
construction. Yep.
So like,
And
there's
it
some
was
flaws in
finished.
construction.
That
Yeah,
was,
and apparently the guy who, or people, sorry, the people who bought the lot next to them were like, yeah, no, this isn't,
Hmm.
yeah, so, yikes.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Should we adjourn
it's
the
kind of
meeting?
sad.
It is sad.
it is,
Yeah.
it's really,
It's sad that somebody didn't do their homework
I
right.
know, exactly.
And just quickly, Deb, I know, thank you. I called Deb yesterday because
Oh,
when I was
great.
voting, I looked across the street and I'm like, whoa, okay. But
Yes,
I peeked over there. It looked like they were above the berm.
They are, and I've had contact with the holder of the permit. He's staking out the house and staking out, the non-clearing line. They'll be installing silt fences. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yep.
I noticed that too.
Yep.
Yeah, it was just kind of like,
Where
where,
was this?
across
Fishtown?
from the
Right.
elementary school on Fishtown Road.
Oh,
Remember we,
Yeah, you granted a permit about a year ago. And as a result of the restrictions you put on the permit, he went to the Noank Zoning Board of Appeals and got some relief to move the house forward and,
Oh.
yeah.
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 Yep, that's awesome.
Yep.
Great.
What about the one on River Road,
Yeah,
the one down there where we used to feed the ducks there?
Oh, yeah. I mean, no wetlands there, but we are on top of the, watching at the sediment and erosion controls.
Yeah.
Public Works and we drive by.
Mhm.
talk about taking trees down.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Well, people do.
Yep,
Like the lot behind me, they took every damn tree out of there. Hell, all of them.
more often than not.
It's just amazing to me. All right. You have anything, Deb?
Nope, just need to adopt the meeting schedule.
We have a meeting schedule.
Motion to adopt the meeting schedule for 2024 as written.
Yes.
Second.
Second, all those in favor?
I,
Is
Aye.
that online?
It's
It
a
will
normal
be online.
schedule.
It'll be online.
Yeah, yep. And it's part of this
It's
agenda
always
packet.
helpful.
So,
Oh,
and if you want paper copies, we can get you those. too.
no, that's all right. Just
Okay.
Make sure I got it. right.
Okay,
It hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. but
No, I
we-
know.
We know when to come.
Yeah, we do.
We've been doing this a while.
That's
Except for
true.
those special meetings, you gotta be careful.
All right.
That's true. Okay.
Motion to adjourn?
okay. Is there a second? Wait. We've got a
Second.
motion. Yeah, okay.
Second.
All those in favor of closing the meeting, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oppose? None.